Hello guys, welcome to eye modeling and shading tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to go over the entire process of creating eye. So the first thing I want to do is model it. I'm going to go for a poly sphere, and for this sphere I'm going to make sure that I have equal amount of edges. If I separate that into 4 sides, so 16 will be my choice here. And that's it. And Alt-Shift D to delete the history, and then I can move it up and position it to where the eye should be, right here, and rotate it down like this. Okay. Alright, drag it over and make it bigger just to fit it into the eye socket. Now the size of the eyeball should be, if you can place 3 eyeballs together, so that should be the size more or less between, so you can fit 1 more eyeball in the middle. But that's just the theory, right? What's actually happening should be more case specific, so sometimes I'm just gonna go tweak it. Even I know that is the theoretically correct size. Sometimes I would do some changes, like I have a really bad situation here and there too. So first of all, I'm gonna make my let me make my eyeball bigger. Okay, so that could ease the pen a little bit, but still it's still up there. So I need to do some tweaking of my model if I believe the size of my eyeball is correct. Okay, so let me do some tweaking here to my shape. I'm gonna use sculpting 2 here and make sure that I have the volume fall off, and also use the grab brush and symmetry on. Alright, and then I can use the grab brush to just push that in. Okay, and it's really unpredictable that how the eyeball will look like when you're doing the eyelashes. Eyelids. It's just too much to think about when you're sculpting or retopologizing. So sometimes, it's really something that you cannot predict, so that you have to go fix it. No big deal, just go fix the problem. This kind of problem cannot be resolved by doing texture or anything like that. It's something you have to resolve in the model itself. So those kind of things is something that you always want to pay attention to when you're doing a model. Your model, even it's something that it's hard to predict. One good practice will be you always have a eyeball geometry there when you're retopologizing or doing the sculpting. Sometimes you just don't want to pay too much attention on those things. Anyway, so let me use my traditional modeling to just drag that guy inwards. Right, so that's gonna fill in this part of the eyelid. Okay, let me tweak the contour a little bit. It's trying my best to get a perfect result. Okay, seems good enough. Let me also do some tweaking here. Alright, looking good. So right now I have a perfect eyeball positioning and eye socket. Let me just smooth that part a little bit. Alright, now it's time to start creating more geometries for my eyeball. So the eyeball is not a perfect circle, right? What's happening in the front is a big badge. So let me grab this part of the model, just drag it forward, right, to create that badge. And when you're done with that, you can then grab those edges and delete. Now the reason for that is I don't like what's happening there. I need a different topology, so I'm gonna connect those. Turn off symmetry. Use a Molikatsu to connect that and that. Create 2 horizontal lines and then 2 vertical lines, so that I have this. Right. and then I can grab the vertex in the middle and holding down Control and right mouse button, grow selections, and make them average them by holding down Shift and right mouse button, go average vertices, and do that multiple times by keep pressing the G button, and then I can grab the middle one more time just to, you know, have a big soft selection to blend it out like that. Actually, I can make it bigger and go inwards. Alright, just to have a very nice and smooth patch up there. Now it's not guaranteed to be good. It's one of the problems I'm having when I'm trying to do this kind of topology, although this is believed to be better than the original topology you're having on that ball, but you need some tweaking to make it look nice and smooth, like this. Okay. This bulge doesn't have a really visible edge, so that's why I'm having a very big fallout when I was dragging it out. So that's the outer layer of the eye. I'm gonna call this eye bow geometry, and Control D to duplicate this guy and just make it smaller. Okay, slightly smaller, and this guy will be the iris. Geo, and for the iris, I'm just gonna go delete those faces in the middle, and I'm just gonna grab this edge loop, oops, and scale it in and drag it inwards. Okay. And I just need to also make that slightly bigger so it's like covering more area, and it's not supposed to be bulging out on this part, so let me grab the edges to face and just drag the faces back inwards, maybe scale them in that way. Okay. Alright, so that's the inside of the eyeball, as we have learned from anatomy. Right, you want to make this hole a little smaller because the refraction will actually make it bigger. Right, so make it smaller than you think it should be. Alright, let me also add some edge loop in the middle and do some tweaking. I'm creating a concaving in part, and let me also bevel this part so that it's a nice and smooth transition from the edge to the inside. Okay, and for that one, maybe I can make it also slightly bigger so that it's nice and flat. So that's the second piece. The last piece will be what's inside. I'm gonna go grab this edge loop, maybe this one. That one, actually, that one is covering more. So extrude that one inwards. Oops, that's weird. Extrude inwards. Okay, holding down Control, go right mouse button down and down again to face, and extract that guy out. Right. And then for this guy, I'm just gonna go first drag it backward just a little bit, and then extrude in and extrude in one more time, and just collapse it into a vertex. Collapse is holding down Shift and right mouse button, go up. This when you're selecting some components, that is gonna collapse it. Anyway, so that's the third piece. I'm gonna call this black hole, because it's black and it's a hole. Okay, so that's the three pieces that I need for a complete eyeball. At least that's the ones you need. So I'm gonna stop the tutorial here. This one is only for modeling. In the next one, we're gonna set up some UVs and maybe some basic material. So see you next time.